Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Kids Camp Creation Crafts. We're excited that you're here joining us because we have another fun craft to make. We're your hosts. I'm Miss Susie.
And I'm Mr. Ryan. We're so glad that you've joined us. What are we going to make today, Miss Susie?
Today, we are going to be making some framed dove with a handprint wing.
Uh-oh, that looks messy. I think we have some messy kids around here. Do we have, I think the kids camp guys here, this is the sea ponies, right?
No!
No!
The seahorses!
Oh, they're the seahorses. We're so glad that you have joined us. And, well, you guys look kind of rowdy. Let's get some referees out here. Hey, let's welcome our refs. Yay! All right. All right, if you guys got questions, you can talk into the microphone. That's going to be great. Now, here on Creation Crafts, we like to be inspired by Scripture. So what Scripture inspired this?
Well, this comes from Genesis 8, and it has to do with the flood story. Noah and his family were on the ark, and as the water started to subside, the ark landed on Mount Ararat, and they had to wait and wait until the water had gone lower and lower until they could come out. And Noah started sending birds out. First, he sent a raven, but it came back. Then he sent a dove, and it came back. So the waters weren't low enough. But once again, he sent another dove. This time, the dove came back with an olive branch in his mouth. Then he waited a little bit longer. He sent the dove out again, and he never came back. But then God said in chapter 8, verse 16, it is time. So this is a reminder that it's God's timing, and we have to be patient and wait on the Lord.
Wow, that sounds very meaningful. That's why I like our crafts. We try to pick things that are very meaningful. All right, looks like we've got some techniques we're going to learn today. What a great craft. Well, Miss Susie, maybe you can lead us through this craft now.
I sure can. Boys and girls at home, are you ready?
Yeah!
Boys and girls here, are you guys ready?
Yeah!
Yes! They
Let's
are
get
doubly
crafting
ready.
here.
Let's get crafting. We're going to go ahead and move this one. All right. Okay, so what we have here is a piece of blue cardstock. And we have a dove printout. Now you might think this is a little bit of a weird dove because he's missing what? What is he missing? You raise your hand. What's he missing? Wait for the microphone.
Go ahead and say it.
Wings and eyes.
Oh,
He's missing his wings, but you know what? We have a fun technique that we're going to do to put those wings on the dove. Okay, the first thing we need to do is put our dove on our paper. So we are going to take our glue stick, and we are going to glue the back of the dove. Now you want to make sure when you glue it that you're getting all of the edges. And I like to put the glue on the dove and then stick it on the paper. That way you don't have a bunch of sticky glue on your paper.
yeah, Miss Susie, what was that? You like to glue the dove or you glue the paper first?
I like to glue the dove.
Oh, did I say glove? Oh, I might have said glove. Don't glue your gloves. Oh, that would be too much. Does it matter where we put the dove?
So we are going to stick it, you want it kind of in the middle of your paper, but maybe just a little below because we have to leave room at the top for our handprint.
Oh, yeah, remember, we're going to put our handprint. Your handprint, not mine.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Nice, Dean. Great job. You
All right,
guys look
so-
like professionals with the glue sticks here.
So this is where we're at right now. We have our dove print. Now you can also go online and print out a dove. We use that as a template. And then we put that on white cardstock, so it's a heavier paper. And we have now glued that on. The next step we're going to do is we are going to take our Sharpie marker and
Sharpie time.
we did skip a step. We're going to actually turn our papers over and we're going to write our names on the back because that's very important. We want to make sure we
All
know
good
which
artists
one is
sign
ours,
their work. Now, some of the older kids, if you want to write down today's date and where you did that, just your name is good enough, though. Nice, Dean. These are great things to write on here. Now, what was the first bird that Noah let out? Do you guys remember? What was that? Oh, down here, Dean seems to remember.
A crow.
A crow or a raven. Wow, do you know anything about crows or ravens?
They're different colors.
Oh, they're different colors. Well, okay, what color are they?
Black.
Oh, those are the blackbirds.
Right, they're black.
Those are great birds. Do you guys know that the crow and the raven are some of the smartest birds out there? Do you know how they know that they're so smart? I feel like a joke should come here, but this is actually for real. the crows and ravens, they like to play. Did you know that when animals play, they can tell that they're highly intelligent? Do you guys like to play?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, we must have some highly intelligent kids here because
We
they
sure
like
do,
to
Mr.
play.
Ryan.
Wow, in fact, I saw a video of them rolling down a snowy car window like they were sliding down some snow. You guys like to slide down the snow?
Yeah.
Wow, you must be as smart as a crow. Wow, and you thought, well, maybe they just slipped, but they flopped right back up to the top of the car, and they did it many times. They were having so much fun sliding down. Wow, we're having fun here. What's our next step?
Our next step, since we have our marker out, we're going to go ahead and put a dot on the dove's head, and that will be for his eyes. So we got to make sure that he can see.
All right, we get one of the, do we need 2 eyes or just one?
Just one eye on that side. Yep.
Very nice.
Now, since we still have our markers out, we are going to write our verse down below, and we are going to write, "It is time." What are we going to write?
It is time.
That's right.
Nice.
Let's go ahead and get writing that.
And you can write it left-handed or right-handed. I see we've got some left-handed. It is, oh yeah, good. T-I-M-E.
That's right.
Time. You can put dot, dot, dot. And as a reminder that there was more.
If you know calligraphy or some fun way of writing it, feel free to do that. That'll make it really pretty.
Oh, yeah, let's
Now,
spell
what book
Genesis.
in the Bible is this found?
Genesis.
Someone raise your hand. Where in the book in the Bible is this found?
Oh, right here. What do you want to say? David, go ahead.
Genesis.
Genesis. So
Genesis.
right below that, we are going to write Genesis. So it's G-E-N-E-S-I-S. Do you remember which book this one was found?
E. Yeah, E.
Anybody?
S.
Raise your hand. How many,
S.
let's see.
Chapter.
How many, I would say, how many tentacles does an octopus have?
Oh, 8.
8. So
8.
this is chapter 8.
Chapter 8. So right up, and 8 next to Genesis there.
And
Always
this
good
is
to remember where to
found
find it.
verse 16, where God
verse
tells Noah that
16.
it's
So dot,
time to
dot.
leave the ark.
Yep. Dot, dot on this side.
Okay, we are
Finally,
finally done with
16.
our markers, so we can set that aside.
Yeah, 2
The
dots.
next step is we are going to
Nice.
put on the beak. So we are going to color it. So we have some orange acrylic paint.
We have a question in the
Oh.
back.
Yes.
What verse is it?
This is 16,
Yeah,
chapter
so-
8, verse 16. Yes. Now,
Okay.
we have a couple of different paint brushes. We have a wide bristle, and then we have a narrow-tipped acrylic paintbrush. So we're going to take our acrylic paint. We're going to use the narrow-tipped paintbrush, and we're going to dip it in the orange, and we are going to paint the beak on the dove.
Very nice.
I don't think a dove would survive very long without a beak, do you?
Oh, that's fine.
No.
You can color it a little bit more
Okay.
underneath it. Blend it all in. Oh, that's what's so nice with all these colors here. We can, even if you go off, that's okay. You can just kind of color around that, make it fill it in. All right, orange.
Now, who remembers what the dove brought back? Go ahead, Kylie.
It was like a leaf or olive tree branch.
Yes, it was an olive branch. So that's the next thing we're going to paint. Now we're going to still use our small-tipped paintbrush, and we're going to dip it in our green acrylic paint. And you can draw an olive leaf.
Oh, that's okay. You got so just whatever you think, an olive leaf, like a stem
yeah.
with some leaves hanging off of it.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow.
We'll just paint.
That's great. Well, doves are so great at going and getting things and bringing back messages. Does that remind you of another bird that can go out and send messages and bring them back? Raise your hand if you can think of another bird that's a lot like a dove and it can take messages for people. You remember? Oh, down here.
Maybe a hawk?
Oh, well, some people do use hawks. No, there's another one. It starts with a P. Yeah, what do you think, Docker?
Pigeon?
Pigeon! Yeah. Has anybody sent a message with a pigeon? No, you guys use other things, these high-tech things. When I grew up, we had pigeons. And my dad had all these fun pigeons, and we taught them to send messages. You would haul them down the road, and then they would fly back home. They always knew how to come back home. That's why the dove is such a great bird, because it knows how to come back home. All right, what's next?
All right. Okay, how are we doing? Does everybody have their olive branch?
Ooh, I see some
painted on?
great olive
Yes,
branches
okay.
here.
Now,
Nice.
here comes the fun part. We are going to take our wide-tipped paintbrush and now dip it in our white acrylic paint. Now, instead of painting our paper, what do you think we're gonna paint?
Our hands.
Our hands, that's
Whoa.
right. So pick a hand and we're gonna smear this. Hey, if you're not getting messy, you're not having fun.
There
right?
you go. All
So
right,
you
while
wanna-
you guys are painting your hands, I have a trick question for you here. Now, if seagulls are gulls that fly next to the sea, what do you call the gulls that fly next to the bay? Raise your hand if you think you know.
I forgot.
Okay, gulls that fly next to the bay. What do you think? Yeah, Kaden.
Bagels.
Bagels! Very good! No, I think they're still called seagulls.
Now, just a real quick tip. You want to make sure you get a generous amount of paint on your hand because otherwise the handprint won't quite show up on your paper. So go ahead and get that
And I'll press your hand.
really wet.
Whoa, we
painted.
gotta get messy.
Yep.
Get those handprints in there.
You could
maybe
use
put a
all
little
the
bit. Oh,
paint
I
you
think
have
you
on
gotta
your
put
plate.
more on there. Oh, that's pretty good in there. Okay. Oh, you don't have to paint on that side. Yeah, there you go. Just on the front side.
Yeah,
There you
just
go.
make
Are you
sure
ready
you
to
get
make a
your,
big handprint? Oh, it's gonna drip.
Make sure you get your fingers,
There you go.
your
There you
thumb, your whole palm.
Oh, I think you gotta have lots of
Just
paint.
like
Look
this.
at that. Whoa. Oh, there you go. Yeah, get a whole bunch of white paint on there because you want to leave your mark
Right.
on there. Oh, this is
Okay.
something your parents are going to like. They're going to say, "Oh, wow, when you were on Creation Crafts Week, this is how big your hand was."
That's right.
Oh, let's
Hey,
see.
do we have our hands painted?
There
Make sure
you
you
go.
have a lot of paint because we're going to get ready to stamp them. All right,
That's
who's ready to stamp?
big.
All right, let's go. We're going to do it together.
Can we stamp our hands?
Let's all stamp our hands. Now our wrist is going to touch the back part of the dove. And
Ready?
stamp. Now you want to push down on your fingers
Here we
and
go.
your palm. That
Sorry,
way we make sure
guys.
all of the
Press 'em
surface
down.
is touched to the paper.
All right, do you need some help getting that undone? Here we go.
Looks like we've got some
Whoa,
sticky paper.
All right. Let's see. Are you ready to pull your hand out?
All right.
Pull it off there. All right. Well, we see the wing there.
And so this is what we
right.
end up with. We've got a nice handprint for the wings, just like this. How are you doing?
All right.
Let's see those handprints. Messy.
Yeah,
it is.
this
It's
is
very
messy. What a lot of fun that we're having.
Now, the next step we would do is we're gonna let this dry and then we're gonna put them in a frame. These would go in an 8x10 frame. You don't wanna do it too soon because the paint will stick to the glass.
Fine.
So, well, it looks like we are about out of time. We wanna thank you for joining us at Kids Camp Creation Crafts, where Scripture inspires creativity.